What's going on? Welcome back to our exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today, bankrupt once again by Adam. As today we are bringing you a Raditz profile from set 23, obviously. Like always, there's buttons, links, check them out. But let's get into it. This is the deck that Adam beat me on camera with.
Sure did. Yep, it was very messy. I think there's all these new decks. It's tough to kind of navigate how a lot of these triggers work. But yeah, Raditz. It's blue this time, which means it has access to a lot of blue good stuff. So auto when this card attacks, draw a card, which is nice on the unawakened side. It has an activate main. If I have 2 energy, I can reduce the Z energy cost of a scouter in my Z deck by 1. And then if I have 4 or less life, or I have a total of 3 or more blue Saiyan cards in my battle area, I can go ahead and awaken. It's a draw 2 and awaken. So ideally you like to go first, because that allows you to get your scouter out on your second turn. When you awaken, it's got kind of the same auto for attack. You draw a card. It also has another auto, remove a scouter in my battle area from the game. And anytime one of my Raditz cards is KO'd, I can play a blue Nappa card, play a blue Nappa card with 16k power from my deck. We'll kind of talk about which Nappa I would suggest playing. And then I also have another auto at the end of the turn. I can basically restand a Raditz, and it gets blocker until the end of the opponent's turn. For the Z deck, I play 4 of the Scouters. No, I don't have the cool foil one. I know. Roast me in the comments, it's fine. But I would probably reduce this down to 3. It allows me, if my leader is either Raditz or Nappa, and it's my turn, when I play a mono blue Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa, I get to look at my opponent's hand, and if they have anything in their hand that's 15k power or less, I get to play up to 1 Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa card with 16k power, and a different card name than the Vegeta or the Vegeta, Nappa, or Raditz card that I played. So it's a nice way to kind of see what your opponent is working with, and also to get out some free 16k bodies. The other Z cards that I play 2 of the blue Raditz, Prelude to Invasion. I have not really seen a whole lot of value in this one as of right now, because if I have the Z energy, then I would rather play a Scouter after I kind of proc the effect off of the leader. But I mean, it's nice for one to have basically a 15k crit. And then it's also a blocker, so I can restand this at the end of the turn if I needed to on the Awakened side for the leader. And then my 7th is just going to be an Android 21. I might swap one of these out with either the Vegeta or the Cell. I think that might work a little bit better. All right. So the regular cards for the regular deck, we're going to start off with kind of the archetype. And we're going to start off with 4 of the 1 cost Raditz. Oops, sorry. Here we go. This is usually your turn 1 play if possible. It's got Revenge, and when you play this card, you look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then you choose up to 1 blue Saiyan card with 4 costs or less, which is most of the battle cards are going to be able to fit in that. So it's a great way to search for things, and it also allows you to search for your super combo, which is always good. So, and having Revenge actually does come into play, especially if you give this card blocker at the end of your turn and restand it. The next Raditz that we play is Raditz using a Scouter. This one's got a really great auto if you have a Scouter card in your battle area. When this card is played, you basically KO something, or bottom deck something that has more energy than your opponent has available. Kind of the way the format is going right now, a lot of cards are getting played for free or for very little cost, so this really does help to control the board. And then also when this card is KO'd or removed from a battle area by an opponent's skill, you can draw a card, which is really nice. That does proc off of your blocker if it does get KO'd after that block. You're able to play this one out really easily. There's a limit 1 activate main. You pay 1 blue. If your leader card is a blue Raditz card and you have 3 or more energy, then you can play this card from your hand. We do have a counterplay, a counter attack in Raditz Provoking Attack. I didn't really use this one a whole lot, but it is nice to have a dual attack blocker on the field. The cost 2, the permanent reduces the cost of this card by 2 if I have that scouter in play. And then also if you have 3 or more energy and you declare a number, let's say that you know that maybe your opponent has a bunch of floodgates, maybe you're playing yellow, you can declare 15k and they can't play any cards from their hand with that number unless they bottom deck a card. If you know that they're going to be playing a bunch of cards from their hand, because once again this is a counter attack, so it gets played during their turn, you can declare that number and they can't play those cards unless they bottom deck something. For the Nappas, I've seen a lot of profiles playing 4 of each, but I've not found the value in playing that many Nappas. So let's start off with this first Nappa, the beginning. So when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 5 or less and put it at the bottom of the deck. This one does also play for 1. If you have 3 or more energy, you get to draw a card, and then you play the card from your hand. The other Nappa, this one's, I might actually bump this one up a little bit if possible, but Nappa using a scouter, you play this one at the beginning of your turn 2, and then you play your scouter and it allows you to draw a card. This is not a limit one, so if you have multiple of these Nappas on your board, you can have multiple cards drawn when you activate your scouter. So that's really nice. And then finally, there's a card, there's an effect when your Raditz gets KO'd, you can destroy your scouter and basically search your deck for a Nappa, Vegeta, or Raditz that's 16k and put it into play. I suggest doing this one because it allows you to play a Cyberman it allows you to play a Cyberman with Revenge and Blocker. It's really nice, and you play it from your deck specifically. So I would suggest always having these in your deck. If you know you've got it in your hand, you can use your super combos to get it out of your hand and back into your deck. Vegeta cards, because we saved the best for last. Vegeta Going Astray. If you have 4 or more energy, this card gains dual attack. It costs 2 to play. If you have 3 or more energy, it also gets double strike, so double strike dual attacker. You'll notice that all of these battle cards are 16k. It's really annoying to kill 16k cards, but it feels nice swinging with 5 or 6 of them a turn. As you can probably tell, they're pretty susceptible to floodgates, but I have liked the way that the deck has played so far. There isn't really a boss monster for this deck, but this is going to be the closest thing. Vegeta Saiyan Strength. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So you'll notice that doesn't have a cost associated with that, and this will go off at the time of attack, so you can get rid of those blockers if they're in your way. You can get rid of Z battle cards because they can't go to the bottom of the deck, and this card gets 9k for the turn. So that will make this a 25k for 2 swings. So it's a nice way to get some pressure in. As I mentioned before, we want to try to make sure we have certain cards in our deck. So we do play this super combo, Vegeta Disciplined Warrior. It is a blue Saiyan, so you're able to search for it off of your 1-cost Raditz, which is really nice. So that works out to kind of get that Nappa back into your deck if you happen to draw it. Okay. I'm going to talk about a little bit of spice, but we'll get to it later. Intersecting Fates. So 1 cost, you basically look at the top 2 cards, you put one in your hand, and you put the other one at the bottom of your deck, and you restand an energy. So it's basically a free draw engine. So there's 3 of those. Another extra that I've got, 2 Senzu Beans, because it's blue, and we like to restand energy in blue. My negates, we're going to have 4 of the Dimension Magic, pretty standard. Some people are going down to 3. I like the 4. 2 Chilled Armies Reinforcements, pretty standard. I've got 2 of the Defending Friends, and that's kind of my negate package. Getting into some tech choices, I guess. We're going to go with one Vegeta volley attack. You don't really want to put too many cards into your warp or use that too many times, overwhelm too many times, because one of the Nappas does allow you to once per turn combo with a mono blue Saiyan with 5k combo power once per turn during battle. So that's a nice way to try to clear the board if possible. We've got two of kind of the standard blue SS Rose Goku Blacks that snipes a 4K when you've got 3 or more Z energy for 1 blue, which is nice. We've got two of the Oob. No, it's not the really cool SPR, but it works. But I do have an SPR in this one. This is a really nice tech choice because I play the Vegeta super combos. For 2 energy, I basically take one of them out of the drop area, and I have a 35k double striker that not a whole lot of people think about or expect seeing. Another one of, obviously, it's blue. He's still relevant. Now, the tech choice that I have is 2 of these Goku and Pycons. This one put in a lot of work. I oftentimes will either use the Senzu Beans or the Intersecting Fates to pay for the barrier of this. Every time that it swings, it's got dual attack, but it will allow you to combo from the drop and also get rid of a card on the battlefield. And at the end of the turn, you get to draw a card and restand in energy. It's just a great card to add and really did a whole lot of work. And finally, my SCR is this one that Bancroft hates.
Fantastic SCR. But like always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons down below. Appreciate the profile, Adam. And like always, bye.